Once upon a time in New Orleans, there lived two little girls named Tiana and Charlotte. Although they were good friends, the two girls were very different. Charlotte wanted to be a princess and believed in wishing with all her heart. But Tiana knew that wishing wasn't enough to make her dreams come true. One night, Tiana and her father talked about the restaurant they would open together someday. Tiana pointed out a star in the evening sky. She wanted to wish for the restaurant on it. But her father reminded her that a wish wasn't enough.
Gotta help it along with some hard work of your own, okay?
The years passed, and Tiana grew up. She still dreamed of opening her own restaurant someday, even though her father had passed away. She worked 2 jobs and saved every penny. One day, Charlotte and her father, Big Daddy, visited Tiana at work.
Did you hear the news? Prince Naveen of Meldonia is coming to New Orleans. Big Daddy invited the prince to a masquerade ball tonight.
That day, Prince Naveen arrived with his valet, Lawrence. The prince was thrilled when a band followed him down the street.
Listen, Lawrence, listen. Oh, it's jazz music. It was born here.
An evil man named Dr. Facilier watched the young prince. Dr. Facilier told Naveen and Lawrence that he could give them whatever they wished for. When the men shook hands with Facilier, he cast a spell over them.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Dr. Facilier's evil spell turned Naveen into a frog. It also made Lawrence look like the prince, as long as he wore a special talisman. That night at the ball, Charlotte danced with the prince. She didn't know he was really Lawrence in disguise. Tiana was happy for her friend, but she wanted her dream to come true too. Tiana went out on the balcony and made a wish on the evening star. When she opened her eyes, she saw a frog sitting beside her.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Prince Naveen of Meldonia.
Very funny. So what now? I reckon you want a kiss?
Kissing would be nice, yes?
The frog told Tiana she had to kiss him so he would turn back into a human. He promised to grant her a wish as a reward. Tiana thought of her restaurant. Then she leaned down and kissed the frog. When Tiana opened her eyes, Naveen was still a frog.
You don't look that much different.
Then she saw a mirror. The kiss had turned Tiana into a frog too. Tiana and Naveen escaped from Charlotte's party on a bunch of balloons. They landed in the bayou. Naveen knew they would have to work together if they wanted to become human again. The two frogs set off. Suddenly, a huge alligator appeared. Tiana and Naveen froze, but the alligator, his name was Louis, and he loved jazz music, just like Naveen. Naveen told Louis that he and Tiana were really humans. Louis knew how to help them.
Mama Odie, she got magic and spells.
The trio made their way down the bayou to find Mama Odie. Along the way, they ran into a firefly named Ray. He offered to help them find Mama Odie. Afterward, Louis played his trumpet, and Naveen taught Tiana how to dance. Tiana couldn't remember a time when she'd had so much fun. Suddenly, dark shadows appeared and grabbed Naveen. They had been sent by Dr. Facilier. Tiana, Louis, and Ray all tried to help Naveen, but the shadows were too strong. A blinding flash of light appeared, causing the shadows to vanish. Mama Odie had arrived. She and her pet snake Juju led the visitors to her home. She listened to Tiana explain why they'd come.
Well, if y'all set on being human, there's only one way. Gumbo in the pot. We need a pressure. What you got?
Mama Odie showed the frogs that Charlotte and her father were getting ready for the Mardi Gras parade. Big Daddy was to be king. That meant Charlotte would be a princess. Mama Odie said if Naveen kissed Charlotte before midnight, he and Tiana would both be human again. As the frogs headed back to New Orleans, Naveen realized he couldn't give Tiana what she needed, the money to buy her restaurant. He was in love with her, but he was broke. He hopped away sadly. Dr. Facilier was waiting for Naveen in the shadows. He captured the frog. But Ray followed them and set Naveen free.
Stop him!
The firefly quickly flew away with the talisman. Ray gave the talisman to Tiana.
You can't let Shadow Man get this no matter what! Now run, girl! Run!
The shadows surrounded Dr. Facilier, and soon there was nothing left of him but a black top hat. Tiana went to find Naveen. He agreed to marry Charlotte if she helped Tiana open a restaurant. But Tiana couldn't let that happen.
My dream wouldn't be complete without you in it. I love you, Naveen.
They decided Charlotte would kiss Naveen to turn both frogs back into humans. But the clock struck midnight. It was too late. Tiana and Naveen were still frogs, but they had found true love. They went back to the bayou to get married. As they kissed, something magical began to happen. Naveen and Tiana turned back into humans. Naveen was amazed.
Once you became my wife, that made you...
A princess.
long last, Tiana and Naveen went back to New Orleans, where Tiana happily opened her restaurant, Tiana's Palace. Finally, Tiana had everything she'd ever dreamed of, and someone very special to share it with. She and her prince lived happily ever after.